And we are now pleased to be joined by Ohio State senior forward Nate Schilkey. Nick, thank you for the time. Let's get right into this. The Buckeyes in the middle of the pack in the Big Ten last year, finishing at 8-4 in conference play. What adjustments have you and your teammates made this offseason to get over that hump and compete for a conference title?
I think we brought in a few young guys that are ready to step in and play. I think we obviously lost Dalrymple, who played some big minutes last year. Greco, put up some good numbers last year, and Ford and Tyler Lundy, who also I don't think he missed a healthy game in his time here. So we obviously lost a few guys, but I think with the returners that we have, I think we brought a lot of firepower back, and I think offensively we'll be ready to go and right back to goalies when we got two sides back there who can play big minutes for us.
Let's talk about that offense. You were a big part of that offensive pack last season. You led the team in goals and points. What is it about your preparation and your play that has allowed you to reach those numbers?
I think just, over time here, I've got to play with some good players. Being able to just kind of calm down, kind of just play my game, and just be comfortable out there and confident, I think that just goes a long way.
I want to talk a little bit about last year. Last season, the Buckeyes started off the year on a 7-game losing streak, but they ended the season on a 7-game win streak. What was it that changed throughout the season to end the year hot?
Yeah, I mean, those first 7 games were tough. Played some good teams, don't get me wrong. And, we were tight in there. Thing is, some of those close games, and, we battled all the way in some of those games. Went up to Providence, played two real good games out there. And it just felt like, no matter how hard we fought, we just couldn't get that extra bounce. And, we came into Christmas, went down to Florida, and I think that was a big turning point for us. We went down there, played Boston College and Cornell, had 2 great games down there, and I think that trip really brought us together. Going into the second half of the year, we kind of got rolling, and by the time, the end of the year came, it seems to happen in my time here. The second half of the year, we seem to kick it into gear, and for this year, we're trying to find that gear the first half, not have to wait until Christmas time.
Now, a lot of people love seeing a young team grow. For a few years, this Buckeyes team has been a young team. This year, however, you returned the top 3 leaders in goals and points, yourself included. So what's the chemistry like between you, Dave Gus, and Matt Weiss?
Great. I think, we kind of realized that, on the power play, if we're not on the same line every time we go out on the power play, we got to make sure that we're on the same page. And, I think we have big thing now. We have some depth, and we have, 3-4 lines that can still go. And, bringing in some of these young guys to fill a couple of holes, I think knowing that we're returning the guys that we have, I think the confidence is, through the roof with our offense right now.
As a senior leader, what do you tell these young guys to get them up to speed to make sure that you're not missing a beat when those lines are being switched?
It's just, it's just telling them to be comfortable. Just go out there, play your game. Obviously, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but, the quicker they can get in, our job is to make them as comfortable as they can be. When we're out there in these skates, we're trying to get them involved and, play with them, talk to them. The more we can do that, the more they can settle in and, get back to, how they felt, maybe back in juniors when they were comfortable out there. They were flying around and they're playing their game. And that's what we want to get them there as soon as we can. And that's kind of our job as leaders and older guys.
The offseason is time for a lot of people to start speculating, start predicting. And a lot of people out there are hot on Penn State as a surprise team to climb over the likes of Minnesota and Michigan. So what's it like to go into games without that respect that other teams may be getting and then going out there and proving them wrong?
Well, that's exactly it. We want to go and prove them wrong. Going into last year, I think we were, ranked 4th or 5th in the, predictions early on. And that was our thing. We want to go in there, and we don't have to be, we're okay with being that underdog because we know what we have in the room. We're confident in what we have in the room, the guys we've brought in, going in there, and maybe we can play without that, that pressure. We can go in there and just prove people wrong. I think we're good at that. We've done that, as we say, the second half of the year, my time here, and we can get that going early on. I think the sky's the limit.
Finally, Nick, what can we expect from you and the Ohio State Buckeyes this coming year?
We're going to be an exciting team. Like I said, I think we can prove a lot of people wrong. I think we can find ourselves up in the top of the standings in the Big Ten at the end of the year. And I can't tell you enough how excited I am for this season with these guys.
We're excited to see you guys play, giving us the very latest on his Ohio State squad. He was a top-scoring Buckeye and points leader last season. The one and only Nate Schilkey. Nick, Good luck this season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.